Today we are going to be looking over some of the new accessories that have come out with the new Gozney Dome Gen 2. Some of these are a big improvement from the Gen 1, others I feel like are a little bit of a step back. Let's start out with my favorite, the stand. I really like the improvements they've made with the stand. My favorite part is the shelves. If you see here, this top shelf is metal, this bottom shelf is metal. The Gen 1 stand is wood, which is hard to keep, maintained, and the bottom is wood. So one of the problems I continue to have when cooking is I use the new to you door a lot when heating up the oven, and I need somewhere to put it. So they made a little stand holder, but I've caught myself many times having a hot cast iron, a hot door, with nowhere to set it. Now with this being metal, I've been able to set it here and not make burn marks in the wood. Also, it's way less maintenance to have this nice metal here than, as you can see, this wood that has been in my garage still just looks not great. And I'm not a big fan of maintenance. Yeah, I also live in a very dry area, so this wood tends to crack a little and dry out, whereas the metal doesn't. The bottom shelf here has enough room to hold 2 propane tanks. So just imagine that there's a propane tank here and here. On this stand, you can fit 2 whole propane tanks, which is great because when one runs out, switch it over, take that one out, refill it, and you keep the party going. Okay, on the Gen 2 stand, this is how easy it is to connect, blah, blah, blah. Turn it on, good to go. Look how much room there is above my hand. I can reach in here and get it going. Gen 1, I can barely reach under here. There's not a lot of room to get this on and to turn it on and off. So they really thought that part through.
On the second one?
On the second one. First one, I know other countries have different size propane tanks, but this is the one I have. The side shelves are still wood. They do look nice, but so did these in the beginning. So I wish they'd gone with some kind of metal solution here, or even like a plastic that would last longer. Again, I hate maintenance. I suck at it. The shelf is a little bigger, so you'll be able to hold more items here. The first gen had these hooks that you hook onto, but I'd put my peel here, and when I'd pull out my peel, sometimes the hook would come with it, which was really annoying. So I added these side shelves here from New to You. They sent me. That worked way better. But on the Gen 2, as you can see, they've put these, they're not really hooks, but they're places you can put your peels and other stuff and hang tongs, whatever.
They're pegs.
They're pegs. Pegs is a great word for it. And they're not coming off. Overall, this stand is built very solid. I wheeled it out here from my garage. At no point did I feel like it was gonna buckle under the weight of this giant oven. It's built very robust, and I really like it. Yeah, see, this is why you're here. You can also see the legs are sturdier and thicker than on the Gen 1. It is a much bigger footprint and a much bigger stand itself, so you're able to put more stuff in it. My only gripe with the stand is I wish they had some way of adding an insert or something to make it taller. I'm 6'3", and cooking pizzas on this, I'm constantly bending over. In my house, my Gozney Dome in the backyard, I have it on a high shelf. It's just easier to cook for me that way. So I wish there was some adapter for us tall folks. Yeah, the shelves fold down just like on the Gen 1s. Very similar there. They have locking casters, which are very big and beefy, so you can roll over cracks in your driveway when you're wheeling it out for a YouTube video.
Cracky driveway.
Okay, so one of the things my wife just pointed out, I didn't notice, is you screw in the shelves from the exterior, which gets rid of the nice sleek line, which on the Gen 2 screws in from the inside and maintains that nice, slick, dirty line. The Gen 2 stand I do think is a pretty good upgrade from the Gen 1. And does make, having this oven, if you're gonna move it around anywhere, This makes it so much easier and looks nice. I was not paid to say that. Now onto the door. The new door is this. The old door, one of my biggest gripes with the old door is that the metal here, this metal wraps around and down. If it had been in the oven and hot, when you grab it, this metal could burn you and has burned me. The benefit of this door though is it has slots. You can open and close it. I'm not sure, but I'm guessing they went away from this to retain more heat for baking. But what you lose is the ability to control airflow in and out of the oven, right? If you've got charcoal in here, and on the Gen 1 you could control the air intake, you could also control the air outtake or exhaust, because the air comes up through here and out through there. So this is what's controlling the air. So you could sit here and dial it in and out and control the temperatures if you're cooking with charcoal. Not if you're doing pizza, but if you're doing like slow roasting meats, smoking, stuff like that. With the Gen 1, the handle here, that issue is fixed. So if this heats up, you can grab it and not get burned, or you shouldn't get burned. They took away the slots, so now it's just one solid piece that's double walled, so it's insulated. Both of which will say on there, do not use the door when the gas burner is in use or a live fire is present. Not supposed to use it when it's on, according to Gozney. So this door for the Gen 2 fits nice and snug. It's going to be great for baking or cooking dishes where you're treating it as baking breads. It's going to trap the heat in very well. One note to Gozney though is, again, I really like these slots for doing barbecue. Now on to the new Mantle. I have an Arc XL Mantle to compare it to. You can see that the finishes are a little different. This one's a black painted, this one's more of a silver. So this one matches and lines up more on theme with the rest of the oven. The design underneath these, the way they attach is a little bit different. Here's the Gen 1, and you've just got some brackets here, 4 screws that go in to a plate here, and then this part just slides right into the oven. Similar here, but this bolt starts here and goes all the way through here, really thick. You gotta screw it all the way through, and then it snugs into here and reinforces it. So it's very reinforced. Again, this one, very easy. Slide it right in. Gozney's website says this can hold 20 pounds, 20-something pounds. So I've got a 21-pound purple weight that we can set right on there. And as you can see, it's holding it just fine. Now, why does this matter? If you pull a pizza out and it sits on there, it's not gonna be 20 pounds unless you load it with a ton of toppings. But this is great for when you're cooking with cast iron. I've cooked with cast iron quite a bit, and when I pull it out of the oven, I've had another pizza oven with a dinky shelf. I think it was actually the Rock Box with their built-in shelf, and it was wobbly. It just didn't feel like it could hold the weight. So when I'd pull my cast iron out and need to be doing stuff, there wasn't a lot of confidence there, because you definitely don't want it breaking and spilling scalding hot liquids all over yourself. So this thing is built solid. What's also great with the Mantle is, I've done this quite a few times. When you're cooking a pizza, you may have let it cook a little too much on one side, and you don't even want it to cook anymore. So you can pull your pizza out. So let's say you've cooked a 16-inch pizza, and right here is just super cooked, over here is undercooked. You could rotate it around and have this part on the outside of the oven where it's not even really getting cooked, and the rest is cooking. You could rotate and cook some of the other sides, but you have an option to get something out of the oven that's not cooking anymore with another part that still is. It widens the horizon, opens opportunities, gives you options. There is also the arch, the Dome Neapolitan arch. Arguably one of my favorite accessories on the Dome Gen 1 because it increases heat up times so much and recovery times. So I love it. I have not been able to test this one yet, so I have a separate video coming out soon where we're going to put this through its paces. One of the things I like that they've done is the Gen 2 comes with a flue, so you can buy this separately. On the Gen 1, you had to buy them together, so it increased the price. And when I tested the arch on the Gen 1, it heated up faster without the flue. So it's nice that you can buy it by itself. That was one of my biggest gripes, so this is awesome. Also, another super cool addition is the Dome Wood Fire Control Kit. I have a video coming out very soon, I've already filmed it, of putting this through the paces. It's pretty much a fan control unit that can control airflow going into the oven and helping with cooking with wood. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see either of these videos coming out very soon. I'll put those, if once these do come out, I'll have them linked in the description below in case you're watching this later. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions about the accessories we talked about today. Otherwise, thanks for stopping by.